Everyone, make sure you're seated for this one. As always, links in the description to the full videos. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, Adam Dorr from Rethink here. Thanks for joining me. We are on the cusp of technology disruptions in 4 foundational sectors: energy, transportation, food, and labor. And the new clean technologies that are driving these disruptions will enable us to solve many of our most pressing environmental problems. Why? Why have we had such serious environmental problems up until now? Well, it's because we've been stuck with dirty, expensive, older technology. Fossil fuels, combustion engine vehicles, animal agriculture. And there's a great deal of pessimism around environmental issues because most folks are under the false impression that we will continue to be stuck with these old technologies for decades or centuries to come. We aren't stuck. The clean technologies we need to solve our environmental problems already exist. They're here today. In energy, the technologies are solar power, wind power, batteries, and heat pumps. In transportation, it's electric vehicles, autonomous driving, and ride-hailing. In food, it's precision fermentation and cellular agriculture. And in labor, it's artificial intelligence, automation, and robotics. Now, these aren't science fiction anymore. 30 years ago, they still were, but today, they're science fact. They're here, and they're getting cheaper by the minute. Okay, well, what do we mean by disruption? Well, a disruption occurs when new technology emerges that dramatically outperforms and therefore outcompetes older technology. And that rapidly transforms a market, a segment, an industry, an entire sector of the economy as a result. So, 4 disruptions: energy, transportation, food, and labor. Any one of them would be world-changing on its own, just as the disruption of information and communications by the internet has been world-changing. But all 4 of them simultaneously? That's nothing short of astonishing.
And you wonder why politics are fucked.
Now, luckily, these disruptions are being driven by clean technologies. That did not have to be the case. We have had dirty disruptions in the past. Fossil fuels themselves disrupted biofuels in the 19th century, for example. So why are these 4 disruptions today such amazingly good news for the environment? 3 key reasons. First, they will directly mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. 90% of all emissions today come from energy, transportation, and food. So disrupting those sectors with clean technologies gets us most of the way to net zero emissions. Second, disruptions happen for economic reasons. The new technology is better and cheaper, and so it outcompetes the older technology. And better can mean a lot of different things. It can mean more efficient, cleaner, higher quality, and so on. But the bottom line is that the new technology offers much greater value for money. Now, we're talking about energy, transportation, food, and labor here. Those things are cornerstones of the global economy, of civilization itself. They are foundational because they're inputs into everything else. What does that mean? It means that these 4 things, as they become cheaper, everything we make with them, everything we do with them, will become cheaper too. So the 4 disruptions are going to make everything much, much cheaper. The disruption of energy, transportation, food, and labor is going to create an explosion of economic prosperity worldwide. So solving environmental challenges will finally be affordable everywhere, not just in the wealthiest communities and countries. And third, disruptions happen fast. They don't take 50 or 100 years. They only take around 15 years. We've seen this again and again for technologies of all kinds throughout history. From arrowheads to insulin, from carpenter's nails to car tires, from fabric dyes to digital cameras. When a cheaper, better technology comes along, the change naturally happens quickly. We used horses for transportation for thousands of years, but in most locations, the disruption by cars only took 15 years. Kodak was the titan of photography for over a century, but it was bankrupt within a decade after the first affordable digital camera became available. So even the most powerful incumbents are vulnerable. The fossil fuel industry is no exception. It doesn't matter how dominant your share of a market is if that market itself collapses because demand shifts to a new alternative instead. It didn't matter that coal was a giant industry in a foundational sector of the US economy for 150 years. It didn't matter that it was worth tens of billions of dollars and had plenty of political clout. Americans turned away from coal, starting in around 2011, to natural gas and renewables. And a decade later, the US coal industry had all but collapsed. That's disruption.
Coal is gone, almost, and the next one to fall will be oil and gas. Fossil fuels are done. Some people seem to just not have gotten the memo.
Our environmental problems are much bigger than most of us imagine, especially climate change. We can't solve them by taking shorter showers, driving a bit less, and just not eating meat on Mondays. The situation is far too serious now to fix with a few minor lifestyle changes. We need much, much more powerful tools to meet these formidable challenges. But the good news is that we already have the tools we need. We have the new and clean technologies that will disrupt energy, transportation, food, and labor over the next 20 years. Well, again, the good news here is that we already have the tools we need to solve the climate crisis. Solar power, wind power, and batteries are here. Electric vehicles are here. Precision fermentation and cellular agriculture are here. Reforestation and enhanced weathering are here. We don't need miracles. What we need is major investment in refining, scaling, and deploying these technologies as soon as possible.
So you can do three things. You can cower in fear, you can lobby your way and hold on as tightly as you can to the past, hoping that things don't change, or you can invest in the future and hopefully make a shit ton of money doing so. See you in the next video.